Hey guys, Trey Arns here with Guide to Gear. Today I'm going to be taking a look and reviewing Sitka Gear's new Apex hoodie. I find a proper insulated hoodie to be a awesome part of a whitetail system here in the Midwest. Probably one of my go-to pieces is going to be a perfectly insulated, breathable hoodie. So I decided to try out Sitka Gear's Apex hoodie this year. I've tried out a couple of the other ones in the past and they haven't been a perfect fit yet. So I decided to give this one a shot and I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. So the first thing we're gonna go over is the size. Normal clothing, I do wear a size large. I am 5'11", 190 pounds. And with all Sitka Gear's clothing so far, I've been fitting into a large perfectly fine. It does fit a little large in the hands, which I'm totally okay with. And it is built long. So if you can see, it completely covers all the way down almost to where my hands can reach. Which to me is actually perfect. If anyone's ever had some of the previous sweatshirts, they're normally a little short, and when you are a tree stand or a ground hunter, one of the worst things that you can have is that draft of wind crawling up your back. So that's definitely gonna be one of my favorite parts of the hoodie right off the bat. So yeah, I wear a size large. Fit is perfect. I do have like a medium build. It is a little looser than the Fanatic, which I'm totally okay with. I would say it's right in between the Gradient fit and the Fanatic fit. Another question that I came across that someone asked me was the temperature rating of this sweatshirt. Where and how would I wear it? This one is probably going to be worn around 65 all the way down to 0. I did have the Sitka Gear's Gradient, and that one was probably 40 degrees and under. When I'm looking for a sweatshirt, I'm looking for something that's going to breathe, something that I can wear when I'm walking in. I hunt mobile, so I'm going to have the tree stand on my back. Probably going to have a couple things stored in my pockets, so I don't want to be sweating on my way in. I do hunt a lot of spots that are a mile and a half long. So I need something that's gonna be light and something that is gonna breathe. And if I do get wet, it's gonna wick the moisture away real fast. So the temperature rating, I'm probably gonna test this thing out. I mean, I tested it out between 30 to 60, and I could wear it by itself about to 40. 45. So after 45, I'd probably throw on a vest, or I'd go with a soft shell that's windproof. So that would be about the temperatures that I'm gonna try to wear it all the way down. If you can layer right, I think I'll be able to take it all the way down to that 0 degree. It's very, very breathable, which is one of the best parts about this sweatshirt. So now we're gonna go into some features of the actual sweatshirt. We're gonna start at the bottom. As you could see, there's a taper in the butt, which I think is awesome. Another good thing is gonna be this kangaroo pocket. It's gonna have 2 little storage units. I shoot a thumb release for my bow, so that's gonna be the first place my thumb release is gonna go on my walk-in. I'm not gonna walk obviously with it attached to my bow, but it's gonna be close enough to where if I have to grab it, I can grab it. The only thing I wish out of that pocket, I wish it would have little places to put your hands in, like the Gradient pocket. You can stick your hands in there, and with a little insulation, it'll keep your hands just warm enough. This does not have that, so I'm probably gonna be carrying a vest most of the time to stick my hands in case it gets cooler at night. The next thing we'll go to here is gonna be the rangefinder pocket. I have not fallen into the binocular harness yet, but I think I'm going to. So this is gonna be a go-to if you're not, or if you're hunting minimal. Normally all I'm wearing are my binocular 10x42s around with my rangefinder tucked into here. That to me, especially when trying to carry your stand and set it up, that's gonna be about all I'm gonna carry up that tree until I get my bow and my stand set and I bring my bow up. The next thing we're gonna go to is going to be the hood. And the hood to me is absolutely perfect. So what we're looking at here is gonna be a hood that's almost gonna fully wrap around your neck. I have a problem when I wear things about touching my Adam's apple. I don't like it. I don't like quarter zip base layers for that exact reason. I don't want something I can tighten that's gonna hit my throat right there. So the hood is perfect. I've had the gradient hoodie, I wore that last year. I had good success with it. It was warm, it was quiet, but a hood I hate sometimes because I have to use all my senses when I'm hunting. And if I can't hear perfectly, I won't wear a hood. I don't think my hood ever went up on my head except for when it was really cold on a walk out on my gradient. I wore this year just like this, and I actually stalked one of my turkeys that I shot last season here in Wisconsin wearing this, and I walked over a hill and I could hear the turkey drumming. So to me, that proves that this hoodie is perfect for exactly what it's meant to do. It's meant to keep the breeze out a little bit, and you can still hear while wearing it and conceal you. So that I do like. I think this is one of the best hoodies that I've worn, kind of like the Core Heavyweight and the Fanatic. Not a big difference here. The other part of this is gonna be this mask. I think the mask is a good idea. It's like a mesh, which is real cool. Anyone who's ever worn a mask like this before and used binoculars knows how easy your binoculars fog up. That did not happen because this screen or this face mask is actually mesh. So that I think is cool, but I don't know how I actually feel about this. Again, I don't like something that's touching my neck the whole time. And wearing this, I'll probably walk in something like this. It's gonna be messing with my neck, and it just kind of always gets in the way. The face mask also doesn't wear real well unless you have your hood up. It does a little bit, but not as good as I'd want it. I normally want, if I'm wearing a mask, that's gonna come up. So for that, I think I'm probably, if I'm gonna keep this, I'm probably gonna cut that out, and then I'll just wear a face net around my neck. Big thing with that too is anyone who's ever worn a face net, not only for concealment, but if you're gonna wear it to hold heat in, because obviously this is gonna be one of your places where you lose heat, this does make you warm. I walked around a lot turkey hunting last season here in Wisconsin, 65, 70 degree weather, and I could tell that my heat was being kept inside and I was getting hot. So that was not one of my favorite parts of it. But other than that, I mean, it's a pretty awesome sweatshirt so far. The other thing, reinforced elbows and reinforced shoulders. You can see it. This is like armor, and it's pretty awesome. The shoulders, I could just notice. Obviously, you're not gonna put, if you're carrying your tree stand, you're gonna feel that. It's just a little extra durability. And your elbows. I didn't do much crawling this year, so I don't have the elbow pads in. They do come out real easy. I didn't find any use using the elbow pads, especially later in the season. Elbow, if you've ever had a pad, especially in your elbow and your knees, they do hold heat really well. So those areas do get real sweaty. So this one, durable, I mean, just an awesome thing, especially with elbows if you're walking through brush, putting your hands up. I did walk through a bunch of crap this year, and I yet to have a hole in it. So durability is right up where Sitka Gear stuff normally is. That's why I think it's one of the best technical hunting gear companies right now. Again, no cuts, no nothing. It is finished with DWR too, so you're gonna have a little bit of water resistant, which is actually great. Anyone who's sat out in the mist or something like that, it's not gonna completely shed that water, but it's gonna resist a little bit. So another good point was when I wore it setting up some trail cameras this summer already. And obviously anyone who lives in Wisconsin or anywhere that had a wet year, you're gonna have tons of mosquitoes. I wore a base layer right underneath, I think it was Sitka's Polygene material. And I wore this, and I did not get bit by a single mosquito. Which I guess that's a benefit of the face mask too. You put it all up, you have about this much that a mosquito can get to. So to me that's a pretty good thing, especially anyone who hunts early season and hunts those warmer temperatures. So now I kind of want to compare them. I want to go through the price and how they compare to Sitka's other stuff. I've owned the Core Heavyweight. it's good. It's a synthetic blend. It's a great warm shirt, but I wanted something that was gonna breathe a little better. The Fanatic hoodie, I've never owned, but I've worn it a bunch of times. It's tight. I didn't like the finger muffs, and it didn't come in a pattern that I liked. I didn't need a black, I don't need a green, and to be completely honest, I don't like OptiFade's Elevated 2. The Elevated pattern to me is way too gray for a lot of the places I hunt. So the Elevated 2 I've had, I don't know if it was just the situation that I was in. I've had people pick me out on public lands from over 75 yards, and I've had deer look directly at me at 75 yards when I'm not moving. A lot of that has to do with the material. If you have something that's not wool or something that's not matte, you're gonna get a little bit of a glare. So that just wasn't I couldn't invest into the Fanatic just because I didn't like the pattern. I actually sold all my Sitka stuff that was in that Elevated pattern, and I'm gonna stick with the Subalpine for right now. So I didn't bite on that Fanatic hoodie, but I did end up buying the Gradient. I'm a big believer in having a camo pattern or wearing camo that takes the human outline away. So what we're gonna look for is obviously having probably a solid color around the chest, and then mixed matching colors in the arms and in the head and in the feet. I wore that Gradient sweatshirt with awesome luck. I loved it. It's the OptiFade Marsh, I think it's called. That to me, I hunt a lot of marshes around here, so that's a great pattern. That mixed with the Elevated, I think I could roll with that again. But to me, I'd still go the Subalpine over all of that. So we're looking at prices here. This Apex runs $220. The Core Heavyweight's $150, the Fanatic's $189, and the Gradient's $199. So it's $20 higher than the Gradient. The Gradient, from what I thought, was probably the best sweatshirt that I had until this one came out. I liked the Gradient. It was warm. It had awesome insulation, and it breathed really well. Like I said, if I'm gonna wear a technical sweatshirt, it's gotta breathe. I'm gonna wear it on my walk in. The Fanatic, like I said, I would never purchase it. And the Core Heavyweight I didn't mind. It was good, it was warm. If you don't have long locks, that Core Heavyweight's gonna be a great one. But the Apex does fit my bill. For $220, is it worth it? To me, yeah. I mean, gear to me is like anything else. Gear means a lot. Gear helps you sit a little longer. It's durable, and it's going to last. So $220 for a technical hoodie that breathes really well, that's durable, that has the perfect hood. That's hard to beat for me. So I would say yes. A lot of people might disagree. You could probably pick up like a used First Light Chama, or Chama, however you say it, and then mix that with a vest, and you probably have a great system right there for maybe the same price or a little higher. But to me, this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be that piece that's gonna take me from 0. I'm gonna wear it all year, waterfowl hunting, anything. It's gonna take me from 0 degrees up to 60, 70 degrees. I'll probably layer it with a sweatshirt to get me a little bit lower, and then I'll put a soft shell over the top of that. And then it's gonna stick with me through late season too. It's really light. It's dead quiet. To me, it's gotta be quiet. I mean, there's a couple things out there I couldn't handle that are great products, but I didn't like them because they weren't quiet. The Gradient was the quietest. Feels like the same material, looks like the same material. It's dead quiet. You get caught on something that's not making any noise. So if you enjoyed the video, check out Guide to Gear on Facebook. Follow me, Guide to Gear on Instagram. And if you want to talk gear, talk about different things, First Light, Kuiu, all of them, go to Facebook and hit up the Guide to Gear discussion page. That's where we're going to be talking about stuff, discussing more. And if you have any more questions about this, check out Facebook, or you can comment below.